I want to demonstrate very interesting features of iGST iPhone and iPad application. It's an application that calculates sales taxes, several levels of sales taxes and the tip, and you can use it on different jurisdictions. You'll see. So let's say the item cost is $100 before taxes, and we're in Canada, so the federal tax is 5%, and in Quebec provincial tax is 9.5%. And in Quebec the tax is calculated, the provincial tax is calculated on the amount that already includes the federal tax. So that's why I click this button to indicate that, and I click total, and this is the answer. Now this answer can be copied and pasted somewhere else. For example, I can copy it, and just for fun I can paste it in here. So you can paste the number from the calculator, from some other app, and you can copy it or play with it like this. And the calculation can be emailed. Here it is. By default it uses my email, but you will be able to obviously enter your own. The app doesn't allow me to access your email information, so you'll have to enter it manually, but the information is here, and you can double it. You can send me some suggestions or questions or anything you want. An interesting feature is you can rotate it to a landscape, and you can see some additional values. For example, here you see a total of all the taxes, and let's say this particular item doesn't use the second tax of PST, because some products, the provincial tax doesn't apply to some products. So instead of removing it, you just tap this button and it strikes it out, and now you calculate it without it, and as you can see, it calculated fine. Well, obviously you can strike both of them, but then it doesn't add anything. Another thing that's interesting is you can add a tip or any other arbitrary addition or subtraction, basically, or percentage point. So here, for example, I'm adding 5% tip, so here it is. If it was, for example, a discount, a 5% discount, I would just type in like this, and it will show me, it will deduct the discount after it added the taxes. Well, some companies actually do that. I mean, they offer you a discount, but the taxes are actually applied to the full amount. So that's an interesting option. Or you can add a fixed $5, for example, or whatever the amount, fixed amount of tip, and it will add it to your account, to the total. Now, another interesting feature is I can type in a total and have the original price before taxes and the tip calculated by this calculator, which I find quite useful. Sometimes you need to calculate it backwards, and obviously, for example, if you are in another province, you can say, hey, my sales tax is 7%, so what will be, this will be the original price, and forward and backward also. For example, you can say without the provincial tax, that will be the original price. With provincial tax, that will be the original price. Without the tip, and obviously if you click the total, it's just gonna balance, so it's the same amount that was before. Maybe due to some rounding, you'll have discrepancy in the third digit here after decimal point. That's why I added the third 3 digits, because on some receipts this amount is rounded up, and on others it's rounded down. If you prefer portrait, actually you can get almost the same information by tapping these quite useful buttons, and you can see okay, so if you if you, for example, entered a new price, and you accidentally tap the price, it says, hey, did you mean to tap the total? Because maybe you just instinctively tapped the wrong button. So it gives you useful hints like that. So this is an iGST application. I find it quite useful, and I use it all the time. I think it's very unique that it's on your iPhone, and it provides this interesting feature of backward and forward calculation of the price. And the price that I'm asking for it, actually there are two of us here. The price that we are asking is $10. I think it's more fair to ask a fair price than to force people to download software they don't really need. And at least with us, you know that it's going to be supported, and we're going to be sufficiently motivated to continue working on it. But of course, I mean, it's up to you. But that's my belief, is that the comfort and the usability of having an application like this right in your pocket, I think really outweighs any price of $1 for $10 or whatever. And I think that for $1 apps, there are way too many of them, and most of them are really abandonware, so they're really abandoned. So I don't want my applications to be abandoned. So I needed sufficient motivation to continue writing it. So if you share this view, then feel free to order it. It's the link is in the description of this video, or you can search Canada sales tax in App Store. And of course, if you're looking for a freebie, or you think it's outrageous that somebody asks money for their work, well, sorry about that, but that's the reality. Well, thank you very much. This was Daniel from iWeb Clipboard, and send me an email or a comment, and hope to have you as a client. Take care. Bye-bye.